Welcome to Chapter 13. Today will be Lesson 2. Chapter 13 is on perimeter and area. Before we begin, I just want to go over the vocabulary words. Vocabulary words for this chapter are area, perimeter, unit, square, and square unit. Remember, the perimeter is answering the question, how long is the outside of the object? Okay, so I'm going to ask you this question, and you need to know this answer. What question does perimeter ask? Perimeter asks, how long is the outside of the object? Okay. Then we have area. Area asks the question, how much space is inside the object? Okay, so we're concerned with not the outside, but the inside. Whereas here, perimeter, we're concerned about the length of the outside of an object, walking around the object. Okay. And then when the book talks about unit square, it means one tiny square of whatever unit you're talking about. So inches or centimeters or miles, it's one in an object, so a square unit. So we have a unit square inside of the square unit. Okay? All right, let's get to Lesson 2. Lesson 2 is a problem-solving lesson. This is a green lesson. It means it's all about word problems. Okay. Solve a simpler problem is the strategy. So it means if it seems overwhelming, just break it down into pieces and solve one piece at a time. It takes Jasmine 2 minutes to ride her bike 1 block. How long does it take Jasmine to ride the route shown 3 times? Okay, so 1 block. And when we talk about a block, what a block means is imagine you have streets, right? And the streets are developed in a grid. Okay, remember back to our map unit. Okay, so maybe I live on this corner and my friend lives on this corner. And if I want to go visit her, I have to go around the block. Okay, and if I want to go back home, maybe I go this way. So it means 1 block of a grid. And Chiang Mai, not so much, but a lot of cities are built in a square pattern. Okay. So we know that it takes her 2 minutes. 2 minutes to go around. Okay, so this grid is showing distance but not time. So we have to think about the time that it would take. I'm just going to draw a little hourglass for myself to remind myself that there's a time component at the end. Because in a problem like this, it's really easy to get caught up solving the distance and then forget that there was a time component. Okay, so understand is the first step. What facts do you know? So I know that it takes Jasmine 2 minutes to ride her bike 1 block. What do you need to find? I need to find how long it will take her to ride the route. Plan. I will solve a simpler problem to find the answer. Okay, so what is that simpler problem? Well, they're going to solve the total number of blocks she rides 1 time around. Because remember, she's going around 1, 2, 3 times around. 3 times around. 3 times around. Okay, so we just need to find 1 time around first. Okay, now where do these string of numbers come from? Well, from the perimeter. She's starting here. 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 4 plus 4. And that's what they have here. 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 4 plus 4. If I add all that up, it's going to be 16 total blocks. Okay, now that's 1 time around, 16 blocks. So 1 time equals 16. Or sometimes we can use this dots. That means a ratio. So it's 1 to 16 blocks. So Jasmine rides 16 blocks and another 16 blocks and another 16 blocks. That's the 3 times around. And they've added it for us. How nice of them. That's 48. But I'll just show you because most of the time, nobody's going to add it up for you. Go ahead and make sure you do the math. Okay. Or we could have, if you didn't want to do multiplication, you could have done 16 plus 16 plus 16. 3 sixes is 18, and then 48. Okay, now remember, all the way back to our word problem, there's this time idea. So, we're not done yet, that we've done some steps, but we're not finished. Okay, it takes Jasmine blank minutes to ride. It didn't ask how many blocks. It's asking about minutes, so now we have to add that. Okay, so 2 minutes per block, and there's 48 blocks, so 2 times 48. And again, they've been nice enough to do the math for us. So 96 total minutes. So it takes her 96 minutes. So when you're answering problems like this, you got to go back to the question. How long does it take Jasmine to ride? Okay, so it's asking about time. So make sure you finish it with time. Does your answer make sense? Yes, I checked to make sure I solved the problem all the way and answered the correct question. Okay. I checked to make sure I solved the problem all the way and answered the correct question. I didn't stop halfway through. Okay. Again, you can pause there if you need it. And let's flip over to the back. Hayden and his friends went to draw a court on the playground to play Foursquare. The sides of each of the small squares, that's these, are 4 feet. Okay, so the side of the small square are 4 feet. What is the perimeter of the entire court? Remember, perimeter is asking how long is the outside of the object. So we need to know all the way around. So what do I know? I know the side of the small squares are 4 feet. I need to find perimeter. Length of outside. Right? That's what perimeter is. Plan. Find each side, then find all sides. I think that's a good plan, right? First, I'll find each side, and then I'll find all the sides. So one step at a time. All right, so solve. So again, I'm just going to copy what they had there. 4 and 4 and 4, 4 and 4, 4, 4 and 4. Just like that. Okay. All right. Well, find each side, then find all sides. Okay, so these together make 8. This makes 8. This makes 8, and this makes 8. Ooh, it's a square. So I know that 8 perimeter is outside. So 8, I'll start here, plus 8 is 16. And I know 8 plus 8 is 16. So I can add that. 32. Or I could think there's 4 8. So 4 times 8 equals 32. Either way. And remember, feet. This is a big one. All year I've been trying to make sure that you wrote the proper ending, like corn or feet or inches. This is why, because 32 doesn't mean anything. I need to know 32 feet because that's kind of a long distance. But if you wrote 32 centimeters, I would think, oh, well, that's really tiny. Does your answer make sense? Well, let's first check. The sides of each. What is the perimeter of the entire court? Okay, yep. Did I answer this? Yes. Oh, I didn't write my math sentence. The perimeter of the court is 32 feet. Yes, I modeled, solved, and checked. My work to make sure I have the correct answer. Yes, I modeled, I solved, and checked my work to make sure I have the correct answer. So I'm very confident that 32 is the perimeter of this square. Okay, I will see you in class for more problem-solving fun. Oh, picture. So close. Well, if they're doing Foursquare, I guess I'll draw a picture, a nice basketball, right? You know, it seems like it'll be fun to draw. And maybe a hoop. That's some netting. And maybe a kid who just threw it. Yay! Okay. See you in class.